Hello, hello, Christian Metal Group. Here we are again, and I am Jimmy Sarles, one of the admins and longtime metalhead.
Yeah, I'm Joel, aka Jay Goodwin, and I'm also a longtime metalhead and musician, producer, whatever. Okay.
Extraordinaire. Don't forget that. We have Carl Johnson on here. John, how do you say your last name?
Uh, Jonsson.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
Johnson. I'm not there.
Well, here in the South, it don't sound like that. So, Carl started the Metal Bible, had got that put together and distributed since 2005 in many different languages. So, he is one of our ministry partners, and we wanted to get on here and find out a little more about him and his ministry. So, Jay, go ahead.
All right, cool. So, of course, we got some questions for you, and I'm getting those together right now. So, let's start with this first question. And that first question is let's talk about when did you become a believer? Let's talk about that process.
Mhm. Yeah, I was born and raised in a Christian family, so I've always been to church my whole life. But in the Sunday school, when I was like 7 years old, I then heard that you can just invite Jesus into your life. So when I get back from Sunday school and get back home, I just made a choice there to get on my knees and invite Jesus into my life, and been following Jesus ever since.
Wow, that's awesome. Long time, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So, if you become a Christian and growing up, what are some of your favorite bands, one or two bands or something that you kind of really first ones you really got into?
Yeah. Yes, of course. Striper is my favorite band of all the categories, but I still also love Early When Just Rising, Human Sacrifice is a big classic album. Also Early Deliverance. I love, of course, Sacred Warrior, White Cross, Narnia, Swedish band, Jerusalem, of course, Bureaucracy. There are many, many I love.
Yeah,
True
awesome.
Metal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm very familiar with I guess the bands that were coming up in the Sweden, in that area, Sweden and Norway and all that stuff. I'm sure it was different. I'm sure it's a different experience than the United States. Even with the access that you may have had to music, I know that it seems like metal. It seems to like there's a huge bit of influence in Sweden and in Norway and some of these European countries for sure. And then in the United States, it's like a whole nother thing. It's almost like there's a Swedish sound, so to speak.
Yeah,
I know people talk about I guess I'll bring up a couple of secular groups like At the Gates. They were huge with that. And then people like Extol, of course, Ancestor. They had their thing going on. So I know there was a big amount of influence there. So yeah, I'm definitely always interested in, I guess, people's perspectives as far as that's concerned. So let's talk about live shows. What was the live concert scene like in your area? Both with maybe Christian and secular music. And how did you fall into that as far as growing up, and what kind of live shows were you checking out? Just all of that.
Yeah, we actually were driving to Germany a few weeks ago to Loud and Proud festival there, and so Theocracy and also Classic Petra was also there. Petra. So it was wonderful gigs there, and we had a great time. Quite a few were there. I think it was maybe 500 or so in the festival, and so it was definitely worth driving there. And then just a few days ago, that was a gig that I was part of organizing also with a local Swedish band called Larm and another Swedish band called All for the King that released one of the best releases actually this year. Very cool and very heavy, like kind of like Black Sabbath feel or early Benidorm feel. The music there is very, very good. So I can recommend that. So that's my latest gigs, latest month here. Yes.
Very nice.
I love
So,
it. I love it. I
so
love
for
it.
you personally, what's kind of your history with heavy metal and your inspiration? Like, why do you like heavy metal? Tell us a little bit about your journey with that.
Well, I like the energy of it, and it's a happening music, and you can feel the speed, the intenseness and heaviness, and I think it fits perfect actually with who God is. I mean, God is an awesome, a very powerful person, and it says in the Bible that when God speaks, it's like the voice of mighty waters, and so I think heavy, cool God fits also the heaviest music that there is. It's a great combination, so it fits very well, and I like the intenseness, and I like the guitar solos, the shredding, and the great vocals, and also to the point lyrics. They're not vague or lukewarm or anything. It's straight to the point, just as Jesus was when he was talking to the disciples. So yeah. It takes, I mean, it fits perfect with metal, and to combine it with Christian lyrics, because it's a radical message that we have, and it's radical music, so it goes hand in hand, actually.
True. That's awesome. So let's talk about what inspired you to create the Metal Bible.
Actually, the vision for the Metal Bible came to me like 1996. And then there were lots of different kind of special Bibles. We had the biker Bible, we had the football Bible, etc. But there were no rock Bible, there were no metal Bible back then. And so I just got the idea that why not put together a rock Bible, a metal Bible. But back then, I just thought it was a good idea, something that was needed, but I never thought that I would be the one that carry out this vision. So I just let this idea rest for many years. And then in 2002, I met a friend of mine, we talked, and then it said to me that, oh, now there's lots of different special Bibles, but it still is no metal Bible. And when he said the word metal Bible, then God strongly spoke to me that now is the time to put this together. Nice. And then it was not time to do it. So I just contacted the organization that put the special Bibles together, and together with them, Bible for the Nations, and with Roel Åkesson in the lead, we managed to put the first metal Bible together. It took 3 long years. Wow. Before we finally released it in 2005. Lots of wait, and I mean, we had to wait for 6 months to get Nico McBrain's of Iron Maiden's testimony. I had almost given up, but just finally he sent it to me, and then it was just God's perfect timing to include it and to have it released just before Sweden Rock Festival, where we finally released it, and it was a huge success. So I mean, all the metal Bibles we had with us were gone in a very short time. So we had to order a few hundred more, and they were also gone. And then people were very sad that there was no Bible that they could take, because we are totally out of them. So it was a great response right from the beginning.
How many Bibles did you give out that first festival?
The first festival is like I think it was like maybe 2,000 or something like that. Yes, wow. A few thousand.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it was. So the response was great there, and many were thanking us for putting it together. And when we are at festival, we never push the metal Bible to anyone. We just put up signs. Feel free to take a metal Bible. Then those that are interested come to us and pick a copy of it, and most of them keep it and think it's cool, and just put it in the back pocket and leave. So, but I mean, over the years we have been to other festivals as well, and just at Sweden Rock Festival and at Wacken Open Air, which is the biggest metal festival in the world in Germany. Just as these 2 festivals together, over 100,000 metal Bibles have been distributed.
Oh, wow. What
So,
so what influenced your decision to include the books of the Bible that are in the metal Bible specifically? Why
yeah,
did you pick them that way?
exactly. Yes, yes, because I saw the need for a special Bible version that that can really relate to all us that love the metal music. So many metalheads think the Bible is a boring book, and but so I wanted to show them that the Bible is a cool and book, and also fits perfect for us that love metal. So therefore, pick the testimonies, and all the fonts and all the front cover and everything is 100% metal looking. So, and it really works. And I mean, we have met so many people that says that they would never ever touch an ordinary looking Bible, but the metal Bible they love to get because it's 100% metal, just like they are. So it fits and works. And I mean, there are so many metal Bibles that have been distributed over the years, and lots of seeds of the Word of God has gone out. And the Bible says that the Word of God shall not return void, but God shall watch over it to make sure it is fulfilled. So, I mean, all these people have a metal Bible in their homes, and then when God speaks to them, maybe they have a life crisis or anything, something, then they know, then they have a Bible that they can pick and they will read, and then God will speak to them and use the metal Bible as a tool to really help them to get to know Jesus and become saved.
I love it.
So the main purpose of
Awesome.
metal is to break down the misconceptions and to show metalheads that God is real and that the Bible is a cool book to read, so that many in the end will Christ through it. That's the main reason behind it.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so one thing I've noticed, the Metal Bible, it contains quotes throughout, and from many influential musicians that are Christians, and that means, you know, whether they're Christians in Christian bands or in Christians in secular bands. What criteria did you use to include these musicians?
To really check the lives, and that on what you were saying, that they were matching, that they are full on for Christ, so, and that they are stable Christians, and of course metalheads as well. So these two criteria: stable Christians and metalheads, and then God showed me over the years which to include. And something cool was also that Peter Balls of Accept, he actually contacted me and wanted to be a part of the Metal Bible. And
Wow.
then back then we didn't know that he was a Christian, but somehow he has found out about the Metal Bible and he wanted to be a part of it.
Awesome.
And and the cool thing also that he writes, among many things, that there was a void in his life that only Christ could fill, and that was just a testimony with that message that was needed. And I felt so God made sure it happened, and yeah, the rest is history.
I love it. I love it.
Awesome. So were the quotes from interviews, or did you like do the interviews and get the quotes? How did you go about getting all those from different people?
Yeah, most of the people that are featured in the Metal Bible, they wrote this text directly to me. I just want them to write something special, and then they just send it back to me. And some, of course, we have used some quotes that they have said in interviews, etc. Also, but most of them, they are handpicked. So I mean, Nick McBrain's text, for example, is something he wrote especially for the Metal Bible.
Oh, that's very cool. Awesome.
All right, cool. So the next question is, how have you had to deal with any backlash? And I'll say both in the secular metal and the Christian metal community. And if so, how have you dealt with it?
Yeah, of course, we have been facing some very harsh hostility by some people over the years that totally hate what we are doing because they are following the bad one, Satan. We were at the Wacken open air one year, and we had hired a booth there inside the festival area. I have a Christian Backlash shop also, a metal community. So we hired a booth for that and for the metal Bibles there. And then after a few days at the festival leading just totally turned around. Someone had talked some bad stuff about us. And then he sent his elite force guards, and they just came to us in the middle of the night and just threw us out there with the metal Bibles and just left us there outside the festival area with all the metal Bibles. So that was sad. So of course there is a big battle, and we know that the enemy is real as well. So always when we go out at these outreaches, we always make sure that we get prayer protection and people praying for us and for the people that we meet, and against evil forces that are trying to destroy what we are doing, of course. But God is always the biggest one. And also another year we met some of the most well-known openly satanic metal bands at Sweden Rock Festival, and the singer of that band he ripped the Bible in part and spit on the stereo and talked a lot of bad things to us. Totally hate that we were there. But then when he left and the other band members left, I just shouted back at him that, but Jesus is still the strongest. Yeah. When I said about Jesus, he totally stumbled and almost fell to the ground because he felt the power of Jesus' mighty name there.
Amazing.
And also that year, Striper played at Sweden Rock Festival. And then I talked to them backstage, and they wanted to have metal Bibles because they were out of the regular Striper Bibles. So they asked for metal Bibles. So I got the opportunity to bring them 100 metal Bibles there that they were spreading them from the stage. Wonderful.
Cool.
And when I was carrying a box of these metal Bibles, I was about to leave them to the people that were taking it to the station. Then when I was walking there, then I met this person, this band leader, and he saw that I was bringing the metal Bibles to the band to spread from stage. So he saw that, and I just met him eye to eye, like 30 meters from me. So that was Christ, God's perfect timing there. So, but anyway, of course, some people don't like the metal Bible, but most of the people that we meet, they actually find it very good, or they really want to have it. So it works fantastic. So it's very few, actually, very small minority that totally dislike the metal Bible that we have met, at least.
So
I love it.
So what is the general response from non-Christians when they see you at shows passing out Bibles? Like, I know that's from you talking about bands and stuff, but just the regular fans coming in and all.
Yeah, they think it's a cool, special kind of Bible and want to have it. And I also heard that some of them that picked the metal Bible, they actually have them in their metal collection, and it's like some of them said it's the coolest thing they have in the metal collection, and that's the Bible. So that's wonderful.
Yeah, awesome. I love it.
So the response has been great, and a much better response than I ever could believe, actually. And we are printed in like maybe 250,000 metal Bibles in 12 different languages so far. So and we keep doing more languages as time goes by also. Yes. So this is just the start, I think, and so we have the greatest time ahead, and So it's a great tool, and also a great tool also for Christian metal bands to use, just as Striper did, just to give to people maybe after the shows, etc., if people want to know more about what they believe. Because with these powerful testimonies and the Bible, we have the New Testament in the middle, behind, just in the middle, and we have testimonies in start and in the end of the metal Bible. So with these great testimonies and with the Bible text, we have a great combination there to break down misconceptions and to lead people to Christ. So I just wish that more Christian metal bands use this opportunity to buy boxes of metal Bibles and spread to their fans, because it's a wonderful tool, actually.
Awesome. So let's talk about how much work is it to go to a festival and pass out Bibles. So say, for example, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but the Walking Festival. And also anything. So like, how much do you have to go through? Like, how many people you have to contact, or, as far as the setup and even getting people to help pass them out? Like, what all goes into that at a festival?
Yeah, it's quite much. I mean, you have to make sure you get the proper connections, and sometimes you're not allowed to be inside the festival area because they don't like that. But then usually you can be outside the festival area, and then you can meet lots of fans going into the festival or gig as well there. But otherwise, like in Wacken, when we have been there many times, and also Sweden Rock Festival, we have lots of people helping with food and practical things, putting up tents, etc. So, but you can also go to a smaller, just a gig. And I mean, I have been just outside Iron Maiden's gig when they are playing in Stockholm. I think it was 2008, and then I just brought 300 metal Bibles with me myself, and put up sign, feel free to take a metal Bible, and all of them went out. So, and then it was just me doing this. So I mean, you don't have to be that many, but yeah, it's good to have do some planning before, of course, and of course to pray before. That's very important. And make sure that people pray also during the outreach, so we have the prayer support. That's very important.
That's awesome. I love your mission to get the Bible out, and I really like, I've seen on some of the posts, bands saying that they buy them and take them on tour with them, and I love that idea. We need more bands to do that.
Yeah,
just have them on their table. Yeah. So what's some of the, outside of your Wacken festivals and Bobfest, what are some of the craziest places that you've actually passed out some copies?
Yeah, many crazy places, I think. I mean, I'm not there personally, but some others were spreading the metal Bible at the festival called Copenhagen and Hellfest in France also, and also Woodstock in Poland.
Oh, wow.
Big festival there as well, named after the famous Woodstock Festival. Yeah, and also been at metal market, and then just maybe 30 meters behind me, there was some of the members in one of the most famous satanic black metal bands in Sweden. They were signing their autographs, and and I was standing there and had my booth there for Christian metal and metal Bibles and talking to people. So it's quite cool.
Nice.
Love it. All right, so let's talk about like just other things as far as being out on the road, passing out stuff. So we're just gonna get real personal now. Let's talk. What's your favorite thing to eat while you're out on the road?
Yeah, I like burgers, of course.
Burgers.
Yeah, burgers. Nice. And also we have, these wild pigs. I don't know exactly what they're called in the English word for it, but they are like striped wild pigs. They do some special at a festival. They have some special meals with them as well, so that's good. They're even more tasty than pigs are. So but of course. Pizza is also good, but I think hamburgers is my favorite when I am at the festival. Yes.
Oh, cool.
So, what are a few of your favorite newer bands?
Of newer bands, where should I draw the line for newer bands? But I mean, I think maybe Fox, you can say one of them at least. But of course, I like also some of the more brutal bands, like Parakletos is very good from Finland, and Flames of Fire also very good from Sweden. I love them as well. At least some of them. I mean, I have hundreds of Christian metal albums in my collection. It's hard to pick which to choose here, but I mean, there are lots of great bands that I love. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. Well, let's talk about ministry partners. I know that there's a lot of people that you partner with to get things out, including our group, the Christian Metal Group. So, are there any partners that you want to shout out at this point?
That are carrying the Metal Bible, you think? Of course, we have the Bible for the Nations that are printing the Metal Bibles that work with close by. But otherwise, you can find all the different distributors of the Metal Bibles in different countries at the Metal Bible International website. And also for you people living in the US, you can contact Bones Overstock, that is now our new official distributor in the US. So they carry the Metal Bibles. You can get it from them. But another area where I also think the Metal Bible would fit perfectly, besides using it for bands, is to use it in prison ministry. Because there are so many people in the prisons that love metal music and also will be very touched by these very heart-gripping testimonies that are featured in it. So that's a
very good.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. So we got the last question here. So, how can we, as the Christian Metal Group and family and community, how can we help support your ministry?
Yeah, of course, pray for it. That's most important, I think. And also buy multiple metal Bibles to give to your friends, because it's a high-quality product that will love. And you can also buy Metal Bible merchandise from christianbandchurch.com. Cool. Just spread the word. I mean, there are tons of metalheads all over the world, and that will love the Metal Bible if they would know about it. So just spread the word and keep us in prayer. And also, if people want to donate, it will also help us very much, because it takes a lot of money to do these outreaches, and also to print in new languages and reprint, etc. So if more people just give, especially give regular every month, that will help a lot to further this ministry and to spread it to more metalheads all over the world.
Awesome, man. That's fantastic, man. You got anything else, Jay?
I think that's it for real. I think that this has been an awesome time. It's very, very informative. And I'm sure we both, and even the whole community, we really appreciate you, takes time out to talk to us. Hope this interview blessed. I have a couple Metal Bibles already. But yeah, I need a t-shirt.
Awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Very good, man. Well, we'll look forward to getting this out to everybody. And thank you for your time, Carl and Jay. Y'all have a great day.
All right, blessings. God bless you all, man. Take care.